What's up guys, Armada here, and in today's video we are gonna rank my top 5 favorite Mario games of all time. For this list, some type of games are not gonna be included, such as, the Mario Kart series, Mario Party, games like that. I also have decided not to include any Mario Maker because I feel like it's a little bit unfair due to the nature of, having endless stages. Main Mario games and the Paper Mario series are the only Mario games that can be included in this list. I will say that some of the Mario games I have never played, so if your favorite game might not appear, it might be because I haven't played it, or it might be because I believe it's overrated, in my opinion. Anyway, let's dig into the top 5. Super Mario Bros. 3 is a game that to many was the best and most wanted game to the NES, and when it came out, the expectations was through the roof. With the massive success of Mario Bros. And the NES in general, the hype for Mario Bros. 3 was really big. This truly was Mario's biggest adventure yet. The added overworld map was a cool feature, the new power-ups such as the frog and tanuki suit, being able to fly. This game seemed to have everything. This game had a lot of cool design in stages, worlds, bosses, and abilities. Playing through this game as a little kid was such a joy, and I can still remember playing through all the worlds as a little kid and testing all the new things I discovered. The game also did offer quite a bit of a challenge, especially if you tried to take on the stages with no power-ups, if you wanted to test your skills even further. Despite being over 30 years old, this game is still one of my favorite games of all time. Super Mario World got released for the Super Nintendo in 1990 and was another success for Nintendo's main character Mario. With a huge success with the Super Mario Bros. Series on the NES, Nintendo had a lot of expectations to bring a whole new experience to the Super Nintendo. The game do share a lot of similarities with older games, being a 2D game, platformer, giving Mario new abilities, and once again trying to rescue Peach from Bowser. With all these things being similar, they still had to bring something new to the table. I would say the biggest thing they did add was honestly Yoshi. Today Yoshi is still one of Nintendo's more popular characters that have appeared in tons of games such as the Smash series, Mario Party, Mario Kart, and even has his own series with games such as Yoshi's Story, for example. Yoshi in Super Mario World also had different abilities based on the color the particular Yoshi had, which was really cool to experience for the first time. The game also is quite big for being so old, plenty of stages, and many of them have secret endings to unlock new paths on the overworld map, and it was such a big joy to explore all these stages and truly learn as much as you could about the game. 2D Mario games have always been really fun for me, and this game is no exception. Playing through the stages in different ways is really fun too. Sometimes just playing through the stage a bit slow, really explore, and then sometimes you just run through them all trying to avoid all the enemies. Made me appreciate this and many more 2D Mario games. Even 30 years after its release, Super Mario World still sits in 4th place on my list, which I gotta say is very respectable. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door got released to the Nintendo GameCube in 2004 and was the sequel to Paper Mario. After Paper Mario ended up being well liked by a lot of people, myself included, we all had high hopes for Thousand Year Door, and I can say they sure gave us a good experience. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is what I would call a true sequel to Paper Mario. It took the base Paper Mario stood on and tried to improve all the areas, making some changes while still staying true to the series. I gotta say that compared to the original game, the combat in this game got a nice boost. Being able to parry was a great mechanic to reward even better timings, for example, and involving the crowd was a smart way to keep you even more engaged in the fight you were having. The game also has plenty of great chapters with some really high peaks, in my opinion chapter 3, 5, 6 and 8 being the strongest ones. The story in this game is also a bit darker than in the original, and I gotta say that the game overall has my favorite scene from the Paper Mario series, which is the cutscene when you're fighting against the Shadow Queen. This scene when I replayed this game a few months ago gave me chills and was just such a good scene in general. The scene really did pump me up to beat the final boss, and the music and dialogue added to that too. A masterpiece with the main drawbacks being having 2 chapters that I ended up disliking, chapter 2 and 7, but the game in general had also quite a lot of backtracking, but also in general the positive and peaks of the game more than make up for the flaws. This game truly is a masterpiece and still being such an amazing game, even after all of these years. And I'll say that's an amazing grade in general. The partners you had in this game was also, continued from the first Paper Mario, and they sure delivered in that regard as well. A lot of interesting characters, both ability-wise and backstory-wise. So Paper Mario Thousand Year Door will end up third on my list for all-time favorite Mario games. Paper Mario got released on the Nintendo 64 in 2000 and gave us a great and very charming RPG game. As someone that had very limited experience of RPG games prior to playing this game, it was a big and pleasant surprise. The art style for this game is honestly quite adorable, and just walking around is an experience in itself. The combat system for this game is also quite good, even if I will agree that Thousand Year Door did take the base and made it stronger. But overall it was still a nice concept with HP, FP, and BP, and it allowed for a lot of strategy with how you wanted to use your points once you reached a new level. The game also had tons of partners in the game that all added their own touch to the game through their personalities and helped you get past obstacles to progress in the game. The game has 8 chapters that all take place in very different areas and atmospheres, and even if I do believe some of these chapters are weaker, many chapters in this game to this day are still really enjoyable for me to play through. Some people might wonder how I ranked this game higher than Thousand Year Door when I did mention I think the combat is stronger in Thousand Year Doors, and truth to be told, if I had to give them a ratio out of 10, I probably would give both of them a 9 after really thinking about it for a long time. Some stuff I do think the original did better was being more consistent all the way through. I do think both games had their own lows, but Paper Mario had less according to me. The game was also more charming to me. The stars you collected having a face and personality to them was big too. The Peach sections in Paper Mario was also way stronger than in Thousand Year Door. Over the years I've changed my opinion on these two games a lot, and it's probably been like 10 times. So if you ask me in another year or so which one do I prefer, Paper Mario or the Thousand Year Door, I might have changed my mind again. But one thing is sure, I love both of these games and they will both keep holding a special place in my heart. Super Mario 64 is my all-time favorite Mario game. This game truly is the masterpiece that was such a revolutionary game when it came out and got released in 1996. For the first time we got to experience a Mario game in 3D, and they really did deliver on all fronts. The game had so many unique worlds that made each one of them really stand out. It was and still is so much fun to explore all these areas and collect all the stars across the game. The game also offers such amazing movement once you dig in a bit deeper into the game. I do know and understand that the camera system in this game has its flaws, which partly can be blamed due to how old the game is. Luckily the camera system also gets better once you properly learn it, but it's still a valid point to bring up when people mention stuff the game could have done better. Mario 64 also has a nice special ability such as Wing Cap. There are more abilities in this game, but this one really stands out to me. We have been flying in Mario games prior, but no game before could give you so much freedom when flying. Partly, of course, due to being a 3D game, but still. Experiencing this as a kid for the first time was amazing, and it still stands strong today. Mario 64 is not only a masterpiece as a casual game, but also as a speedrun. As someone that recently started speedrunning this game myself, and have been watching people run it for almost 9 years, it really is fascinating to me how deep and complex this game is, and how much freedom you have in the game. Super Mario 64 really delivers not only as a casual game that revolutionized Mario games and gaming in general, but also to this day stands as arguably the most popular speedrun game. To me, it's a given number 1 on my list, and really is one of my absolutely favorite games of all time. So that was my top 5 list for my all-time favorite Mario games. I also will include a pinned comment below with other Mario games that was not in this list, and I will shortly explain why. But I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this video. I hope you guys are happy with the list as well. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.